If your pastor asks for tithes, chances is he like that. Because why am I putting the responsibility?
That's every pastor.
Why am I putting the responsibility on my poor parishes to help donate what God called me to do? God's supposed to take care of this. Y'all supposed to bring me blankets, pillowcases, toilet tissue, pampers, canned goods, beans. It's called
the lights on.
It's called. That ain't my job. You went and got that church, pastor. Yeah. When it's time to keep my lights on, I can't come to the church and say, hey man, I done gave $3,000, pastor, in the last 2 years. I'm kind of struggling right now. Can y'all help me? I can't do that. So why I should give a fuck about keeping the church lights on when they only open Wednesday and Sunday? Bills shouldn't be that goddamn much, no way. Ain't like you open 5-7 days a week, nigga.
Nah, for real though. Got a good point there.
Shit, nigga. Yeah.
Got a good point, dog.
Yeah, nigga, Miss Mary and the dough lady supposed to be either selling pies, cakes, pussies, or knitting to make money for the church. These your hoes, nigga.
The church lady selling pussy.
Nigga, they lay money at your feet, but won't get a baby. They harbor no money, but they lay money. They make sure the money they make out their budget, a percentage coming to you. And you ain't getting nothing back to God. Nigga, you crooking.
Yeah. Look here, Charleston wasn't lying. Pastors don't hustle dope. They hustle single mothers. And the product ain't salvation. It's guilt, hope, and emotional therapy on a weekly payment plan. Bro, notice the pattern. The pastor don't ever call the fathers to step up. He don't ever say, bro, bring your kids, take leadership, rebuild your home. Nah, he says, single mothers, stand up. You are the backbone of this church. Translation, you are the ATM of this church. A father in the home brings stability. A family with the father don't need the church like that. But a struggling single mom, she needs everything. Community, she needs validation, she needs constant pep talks. That's recurring revenue.
The church is keeping Christian women single, and this is why there are so many Christian single women at the church, literally single for years, not getting married, not getting any type of dates, not getting any type of attention. While they are serving at church, they're doing all the right things on paper. They might be in great physical shape. They might have their healing journey all, through and through. They're doing the inner work. They're doing all that. They are focused. They are focused on Christ. They've been focused on Christ for years. They have been doing the things that people have been telling them to do for years, yet they're still single, have no candidates, have nobody looking in their direction. Let me tell you something. The church does not teach Christian women how to date. The church does not teach Christian women to date at all. What they tell us to do is to sit with our hands in our laps and to wait for a man to come at our door. That is not biblically wise. Faith without works is dead, and that applies to every area of our life. If you have a job and you lose that job, are you just going to sit and pray for God to send you a new job and then just stay at home and not apply for a single job? No. If you lose your job, you're going to pray, Lord, please bless me with another job. Of course, there's your faith. But then after that, you're going to go searching for a job. You're going to be applying for jobs, and you're going to pray that God will bless you with the right job. If all you're doing is sitting at home doing 1,000 prayers for your future spouse, you are fasting, you are praying, you're doing all these other things, but you're not actually putting any practical works into dating, more times than not, you are not going to find your spouse.
That's pastor pimping. Churches become a subscription model. Netflix for the soul. You keep paying, but you never own anything. You don't get healing. You get dependency. And the pastor knows as long as the mama stays broken, the church stays paid. They'll pass the plate 3 times before they pass responsibility back to the fathers. They'll lay hands on mama, but won't lay accountability on daddy. Because accountability don't pay the light bill. Emotional sermons do.
The Black church's focus is not on building families. It's about keeping women single, comfortable, independent. I said what I said. Just look at the numbers. The church is 70 to 80% single women. Yet the pastor want to sell these women this fairy tale telling them that your Boaz is coming. Keep waiting, knowing good and well that there isn't any single men in the congregation. And that's low-key manipulation. Because the men aren't flocking to the churches because the churches are catered to women. The sermons shame men and pamper women. The programs be women brunches, women conferences, women's night. The churches know who paid the tithes. It's the women. So they selling the women these dreams while cashing their checks. And let's be real. The men that are in the churches are either one, already married, gay, or looking for some silly woman to take advantage of. You gotta ask yourself, if the church is really about family, why is it full of single mothers, single women, and empty of men? Because the black church needs the women single, desperate, and waiting. Because if you have the family that you pray for, then they wouldn't be able to control you.
This is why they happy the father's gone.
Yeah, nigga Miss Mary and the dough lady supposed to be either selling pies, cakes, pussies, or knitting to make money.
Bro, when Charleston said that, I had to laugh. But then I thought about it. Nigga ain't wrong. They'll sell everything to keep that church alive, but won't build anything to keep the family alive. That's the crooked shit right there. Fellas, think about this. How many of y'all watched your mama go broke paying into the church while your daddy was demonized and left outside the building? You grew up thinking church was holy, but it really was a hustle. And I know some of y'all gonna say, but the church gave me community. Yeah, community without a father isn't a community. It's just daycare. Single mothers get drained. Fathers get dismissed. Kids get raised in dysfunction, and the cycle repeats. While the pastor rides clean, talking about God will provide. But God ain't paying for them rims. Bro, that's your mama's tithe money. Here's the reality. Strong men don't build big churches. Strong men build strong homes. And strong homes don't need a middleman, the pimping preacher. That's why the pastor don't advertise the fathers. Fathers cut out the hustle. We don't need Sunday therapy every week. We need Monday through Saturday discipline. So when Charleston said, you crooked, that wasn't comedy. That was prophecy. Because a church that hustles single mothers but don't restore fathers ain't holy. It's a pimp game in the pulpit. Bro, drop this in the comments. Is the modern church saving families or pimping single mothers? And don't just say both. Pick a side. Because your kids' future depend on it.